The West End of Newcastle, an urban sprawl full of life, full of stories. Over the next 8 weeks, we follow the fortunes of just a handful of the people who live there, the WestEnders. This week, Leanne, the singing accountant who's desperate to be famous. Meg, the grandmother shrugging off ill health to photograph as much of the West End as possible. Paul, the transsexual, making his own outfit for a special night out. And Glenn, battling to start a new career as a comedian in a long fight against depression.
Yeah, that was about. Get a good look at that. Time T's badge.
Leanne, Claire and Gabby are stocking up at their local corner shop for a girls' night in. They share a flat in Summerhill, but their lifestyles are totally different.
Can you remember me the other morning?
Oh, I remember you.
Sorry, I was in a bit of a state.
I know.
It's always like that. It goes.
I was here, must be at a late night.
Yeah, early morning.
Early morning.
2.
See ya. Bye.
Leanne is training to be an accountant.
I tend to feel like a caged animal when I'm at work. I get frustrated after about half an hour and have to sort of start wandering around the office. I sing quite a bit when I'm walking around the office and just go and talk to people. It's getting harder and harder to concentrate actually. But I've got a year and a half, I've got just over a year before I qualify and then I probably will stop accountancy, I would have thought.
Singing microphone.
Claire and Gabby are DJs at Metro Radio, where they have a show together using the names Angel and Gabrielle. For the moment, their home karaoke system is causing them a few technical problems. The different lifestyles of the two DJs and Leanne are also causing problems in the house.
It's not that I'm selfish or anything. I do genuinely go out and genuinely forget that I do have flatmates.
Easily done.
Genuinely, nothing like being selfish, well I hope not, but I go out and you do as well and forget completely. And we're so wrapped up in the night and then it's like, and everyone always expects me and Gabby to have parties.
Because you've got your own house.
Because we've got our own house and we used to have parties.
Yeah,
and we've calmed down a lot though.
Yeah, I think it's because like obviously my flatmates before you were just students, so it was like if I had a party, it wasn't really an issue. It was just like, oh yeah, Gabby's having a party again. Doesn't really matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not that Leanne is shy. She wants to be a star and goes in for every TV audition she can, including Pop Idol. The trouble is, she can't sing.
And this is the video of it.
What are you going to sing, Leanne?
What have I seen today?
Were you drunk?
No!
Any song,
To prepare it, Atomic Kitten. If you see me walking down the street, looking at the sky, dragging on my feet, you just pass me by, but only for a while. You can make me whole again.
Go and get your car and put your keys on and have a good time because you ain't going to be a pop star. Alright?
Next, I'm going to do something on Rise that you can go on for, and this time you do actually have to be the worst. So I might stand a chance there. The auditions are tomorrow at the Metro Centre, so I'm looking forward to those. And if you win it, then you get to record your own record.
Oh, great!
This is #1, Leanne. Pop Rivals.
I can see it now. I can see it now.
Leanne wants to practice for her Rise audition with a bit of karaoke.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York. These vagabond shoes are yearning to stay. Oh, yearning to stay. And step around the heart of it. New York.
Meg Colpitts is taking pictures of the house on Westcott Hill where she lived as a young mother 40 years ago.
Since I've taken up photography, I want to preserve the old, the Prudhoe Mission there. That's a fabulous building. you know, and once these go, but I've got them all in picture.
Meg has another reason why she's become so passionate about her photography.
I had a pain in my arm and I sort of ignored it, and then eventually I went to the doctors. They found a shadow on my lung, which turned out to be a tumour. And honest, I couldn't believe it. I gave up smoking after 46 years, and that's just with shock.
She had an operation to remove part of her lung, but 6 weeks later they discovered the shadow was still there and carried out more tests.
Now the state of play is I'm waiting this week to see if I've got cancer or not. But in the meantime, I'll go out with my camera. If I'm feeling down, low, pick the camera up, I'll go out, and that's it. It takes my mind off everything. I'm feeling very positive. I have to feel positive. I've got 8 grandchildren. I've got 5 children. I've got to be positive for them. I've got to keep going. I've got to keep fighting, which I am a battler, you know. But my photography keeps me going as well.
In his house in Summerhill, just behind the bustle of Westcott Hill, Paul Leslie Thomas is getting ready for a night out. He's a clairvoyant, a spiritual healer, and a transsexual.
Well, I've been making a busk, and because they're really comfortable, and basically the fabric is from a sari shop. Purple and lilac are my favourite colours. And I've got an advantage, really, you know. A lot of guys who dress up don't make their clothes, and it must be really difficult to get clothes to fit. In the 1980s, I used to have black spiky hair and wore a lot of makeup because I've got high cheekbones and sharp features. Kind of looked a bit like Bauhaus and David Bowie kind of look. Yeah. Oh, I'm hot.
What do you think of your body shape at the moment, Paul?
Well, I've always been very slim, but I'm quite happy. I think wearing the busks give you quite a good shape.
And will the hormone treatment affect the shape of the breast anymore?
Yeah, definitely. They should get bigger. After surgery, I think they get quite a bit bigger. Yeah. But there's a rumour going around I've had a boob job, but I haven't.
Is that something you would ever consider?
No. But then normally when you're on hormone treatment, the breasts don't always grow that big. It does vary. But I've been quite lucky. Some people don't even get a breast, just the nipple changes and things. Yeah. When I was 20, came out as being gay, but I always knew I'd get married. And then following a few years on in 1989, met Chris, who's now my ex-wife, met her through spiritualism, and kind of predicted that, you know, she'd meet someone unusual and have a daughter, and it didn't realise it was me, but it kind of all happened. So I kind of fell in love. My daughter now is 11, so that was interesting. Another experience, you know. But then we drifted apart and things changed.
At the moment when Paul dresses up and goes out, he's known as Patsy. But after the surgery, he has another name in mind.
Maya, because I found out that I can actually change my surname, so, which is good. So hopefully, when everything's changed, Maya Newland. Patsy really was just a name because it was fun, and it was the days when we all dragged up and it was kind of just a mad thing. We used to get drunk, and hello. Patsy, another friend of mine who dresses called Adina. Hello, sexy. In 1992, was attacked, in quite a bad attack. I was out on my mountain bike, so I used to do cycling, and I got jumped, and I don't really know much about it, but it's kind of how it's led me to be in the north, because I've been here now 10 years. Came here on holiday, and I really like the people here, brilliant people here.
You look absolutely wonderful!
Wait for the telly, lovey.
I've come to Scotchwood. I've been taking photographs because it's all getting pulled down, and I think it's very sad. It's people still living here. This is like a dumping ground now. I'm so angry. You know, all these people in Scotchwood, they voted this council in. And what happened? They've all been thrown out. Some of these people lived here for 50, 60 years. And I know for a fact there's one or two, maybe half a dozen. They've left here, they've never wanted to leave, they've left and they've died. And that's the truth of the matter. A full community ripped apart. How far you intend to stay here?
As long as I can. I want to stay here as long as I can. Because we bought this house in 1976. We bought it cash. And we don't see why we should be harassed out of it by all the surroundings.
This is disgraceful,
It is disgraceful. It's been like this for about 15 months now.
Have you complained to the council, or is it worth it?
It's not worth it. They take absolutely no notice.
They don't want you here, do they?
No, they don't even answer your phone calls. They don't want you here.
I'm going to take a photograph of this for my records.
It's nice to see you.
Thanks
for coming. Okay, love.
I'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
One day, I would love to have an exhibition of me photographs. Really would. Just a small exhibition. You know, just to be able to sit back and look and think, I took them.
In just a moment, we find out how Leanne's audition went. And we meet Glenn, the wannabe West End comedian who's created a character who might seem strangely familiar.
How's about Melbourne, Melbourne? How's about? Brilliant.